bauxite plant. And while I heard of the multiplicity of things the bauxite industry may have contributed in its very long history, and none of us in Northwest St. Catherine could claim that there is no benefit to bauxite. It is a chief employer of most persons in Northwest St. Catherine, and as far as the multiplier effect is extensive. However, this bill before us that states $4 million for each MP, I believe, Madam Speaker, is evidence to each constituency, to each bauxite affected constituency. Yes, the amount is. Yes, we know what it is. Yes, we know what it is. Yeah? Yes. But it's allocation of 100 million, and I want to be very open so that my constituents don't believe that we have 100 million. That is 100 million to all, divided among all of them. And to that extent, simple mathematics would suggest that if there's any equity, it's no more than $4 to $5 million per person. To that extent, Madam Speaker, I think it proves that there is no real plan for life after bauxite. It has been indicated that bauxite should have between 10 and 15 years left of effective and efficient production. And we have the history and evidence of life after banana. We have the history and evidence of life after sugarcane. And we see how the suffering had come to those communities that were once dependent for employment and activity. We see in this plan no industry development proposal. We have not seen a life after bauxite plan being put forward for any community. I have not seen it for Northwest St. Catherine, and I am not sure if the other MPs have seen one, but there is no such plan for us to say we are going into this replacement industry. We are going into this replacement activity. And to that extent, it seems as if we are running full speed into the abyss with no plan for the people that are currently directly dependent on the bauxite industry. Indeed, Madam Speaker, we have seen without any conversation the end of what the public call dust money, the contribution to the community due to the nuisance of the dust from bauxite. I see the minister is a little engaged at this point, but this dust money that used to come to the communities have ended with no conversation to the communities where they would get a quarterly contribution for the dust nuisance that would come from it. In Northwest St. Catherine, we know that the bauxite industry have robbed us of the river. Multiple slates of pollution coming into the river that has caused for not only the economic viability of fishing, but the recreational activity of swimming. Have not. Madam Speaker, I'm asking for your protection.
Members, the member is asking you to allow him to speak. While on his feet, he should be heard.
Madam
Go
Speaker.
ahead, member from St. Catherine West.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, we have been robbed of our rivers. The constant pollution has caused for the habit of recreation in our rivers to end because persons have identified the probability of pollution in the river. We have the caustic pollution. We have seen on multiple occasions the fish kills within the same spaces that we have not been able to benefit from. Madam Speaker, we have also seen where a lot of agriculture are not conducive to the space because especially vegetables suffer under the dust created by the bauxite plant. I speak as well for a school called Parliament High School that is in direct proximity to what is called the Mud Lake. And at Parliament, listen, I went by nearly 3,000, so you can talk to me when I get closer. Madam Speaker, Parliament High School have reported a multiplicity of reports of breathing problems among their children, and to that extent we have not seen that level of investment coming from bauxite. Let's give an example, Madam Speaker, of a place with the production of bauxite. We have no clinic in Louidersville of any worth. The clinic in Louidersville falling apart. We have no clinic in Treadways, not falling apart, non-existent in Treadways. The clinic in Linstead, has been asking for a dressing table to dress wounds that come to that clinic. This is a bauxite community. So with all of the conversations of how great this bauxite is, the limited interface that we have seen suggests to me that the bauxite industry is not playing a satisfactory role in the space. I join my colleague from St. Anne about a hidden problem with the bauxite industry. While it is that many a farmer is robbed of the areas that were mined, the ownership of the bauxite industry of other lands not mined and not being able to be utilized has robbed our communities of economic and housing opportunities because they hold them dear to simply ownership. These are not mined out. You know, the bauxite, leave me alone. Madam Speaker, of course we want to focus on the rehabilitation of the mined out lands. Of course we want to find usage of mined out lands. But I say to you, Madam Speaker, that there is no way we could claim that 14, 15, 20 greenhouses could be a legitimate plan of replacement for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 dependent individuals on that thing. A more extensive development. And while, Minister, not criticizing that start. What I'm saying is that I can identify thousands of acres not being mined but under ownership of the bauxite that they have not allowed for usage. And it is creating in some of our constituencies a facilitator of criminal activity through squatting on these lands. Right? And also through non-utilization. Additionally, no, I lost there by 200 votes. Additionally, Madam Speaker, I join the member from South Manchester about the lack of coordination and facilitation of the bauxite industry towards the people's representatives as member of parliaments in the area. It is not unusual that the bauxite industry would give scholarships and without knowledge of whom they gave the scholarships to, that the member of parliament office double dip with those individuals, and regardless of requests, that has never been granted, neither to us nor our requests sent to them for that to be done. They give no consideration to the people's representatives. Madam Speaker, the rust of the roofs caused by the dust from the bauxite cannot be replaced by the limited contributions that are being given. If we should give 10 sheets of zinc, 6 pieces a lot, and 2 pounds a nail, that's $52,000. This amount might give 80 individuals a contribution. Any bauxite community, in particular those in the production communities, the caustic is causing extensive damage to roof, extensive damage to crop, and extensive damage to furniture. I don't know of the livestock. Madam Speaker, I hope the minister can also imply and indicate to us how much money is currently owed to the treasury by these bauxite companies. It is our information that quite a bit is still owed to the government by these bauxite companies. And we'll also like to know for how long this has been owed, because this is a key indicator as to why we are not benefiting sufficiently from the bauxite plant. I welcome the statement from the minister that no bauxite entity or constituency community should be without water. I know piped water. I know that Windalco have its own well, for example. And we hope that as a part of its contribution to the community, that Windalco will consider in a more permanent way to provide for that into our constituencies. So we are happy that this is before us, but we are concerned that what is being granted through an institution is not sufficient to plan for life after bauxite, nor to mitigate the negatives, the cost of the negatives that the bauxite industry has created. With that, Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Minister.
Madam Speaker, just to answer a few of the questions from the members. The member from Northwest Manchester asked about